Moses supposes his toes are bruises, but Moses supposes erroneously. Toy boat, toy boat. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow, red leather, yellow leather. The big brown bear bit the big black bug, and the big black, no. The big black bug bit the big brown bear, and the big brown bear bled blue, black blood. Blood, blood, blood. Haba, 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 Slit the sheet I slit, and on the slitted sheet I sit. It is the 7th age of Middle-earth. We are facing two great threats. Sauron, master of all evil, bent on destroying all things good in the world, and an extremely contagious and fatal virus, one that renders all in-person meetings dangerous. The beings of Middle-earth must adapt to a new age. Zoom.
Hello, everyone got the link okay?
Yes. Yeah.
Wonderful. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
And see me?
Yes.
Excellent. For if you cannot hear me, that renders all that follows utterly useless. Right? So you can hear and see both. You can
both.
Excellent. Both.
Absolutely.
Excellent. This is entirely unorthodox, but I am grateful for your virtual presence here today. Despite many of you calling in from my own home, your cooperation in quarantining yourselves for 14 days is just incredibly appreciated. Seeing that many of you have traveled distant lands and have arrived only recently, the elves of Rivendell would rather not fall ill to this strange sickness. Yes. Seeing as we cannot all gather in one place, I must assume that everyone is prepared and ready to hear my tale, so I will begin. Today you will hear all you need in order to understand the purposes of the enemy.
Who's that?
But everyone's already here.
There is naught you can do other than to resist with or without hope. But you do not stand alone.
Hello, is this on?
Hello, Glowin. Yes.
Oh, is Gimla here? No.
What shall we do with the ring?
What's that?
Hi.
Cassandra, please.
What?
Yes, allow me.
That's so good.
There, I have locked the meeting and established a waiting room. It's an interesting program, this Zoom. There are many features, some of which I am only just now discovering. Oh, may I also ask that you all please mute yourselves so we may better hear this council. You may use your space bar should you wish to speak. Please continue.
Hunter Huntaniel, I thank you. Now, I summoned you here to this Zoom meeting to discuss the matter of the Great Ring. Long ago, the Rings of Power were forged. Thank you, Mithrandir. As you can see from the timeline in the next slide, when time began, Sauron was really at the peak of his strength of evil. Now, Rings of Power are all the rage, and of course he had to make himself one, so he made one that reigned his power in completely over darkness. Of course, we had to go to war with him, because otherwise, would only get commercials and never get the real TV shows. I mean, come on, it's just awful. So we had to fight Sauron, and I was there with Isildur on the day when he actually sliced the finger from Sauron's hand. He took the ring then from his smoldering finger. Oh man, it was so great. And he should have thrown it into the fire. Unfortunately, he did not. Instead, he kept the ring for himself, and evil still reigns over the world today. I mean, we have the worst stuff. We have this virus. We even have taxes. I can't even get out of my 401k. It's awful. So, you might think we should use the current ring we have, which is all-powerful, to rein in the powers of good and destroy evil, right? Wrong. Next slide, please, Mithrandir. Under no circumstances should anyone attempt to use the ring for their own purposes. End of sentence. It will turn you evil and you will destroy everything you ever loved. Even fudge sundaes. Can't imagine a world without that. Anyways, thank you, Mithrandir. That is all. Any questions?
Sir, we can't hear you. I think you're on mute.
Thank you. Thank you. I was just saying. So that is what became of the ring! I have heard of the Great Ring, but we believe that it perished for the world in the ruin of the First Realm. Isildur took it. That is tidings indeed.
Alas, yes, Isildur did take it, but he would not heed our counsel. It should have been cast into the fires of Mordor from which it was made, but he did not, and evil still exists in the world. Darkness crept back into Minas Ithil, making a place of dread, calling it Minas Morgul, Tower of Sorcery, ever at war with the lightness of this earth. But the men of Gondor and the lords of Minas Tirith fight on, defying our enemies, keeping the river passage safe. But in this latter day, they are in grave peril once again, for to our sorrow, the one has been found. I shall now open the floor for others to speak of its finding, for in that I played but a small part.
Still on mute, sir. Yeah. If you go.
I am not made for this technology. Give me leave, Master Elrond. For verily from the land of Gondor I have come, and it would be well for all to know what passes there. For few, I deem, know of our deeds, and therefore guess little of their peril if we should fail at last. Only by our valor the wild folk of the hill are restrained, and the terror of a Morgul kept at bay. But if the passages of the river should be won, if Osgiliath should be overthrown, what then? Yet that hour, maybe, is not yet far away. Smoke rises once more from Mount Doom in Mordor. The enemy does not abide by social distancing, nor do they believe in masks, save the ones reserved for battle. In March, our infection rates spiked, and to protect our people, we were forced to go into lockdown, leaving our borders vulnerable. In this evil hour, I've come on an errand over many dangerous leagues to Elrond. Since flights were limited and risky at this junction, I traveled on foot. 75 days I have wandered by roads forgotten, seeking the house of Elrond.
And here in the house of Elrond, more shall be made clear to you.
Who are you? And what have you to do with Minas Tirith?
They are Aragorn, spawn of Arathorn. Their display name clearly says as much. They are a direct thoroughbred of Isildur.
Yes, the heir of Isildur, not Isildur himself. Long have I wandered the wild, and the leagues between here and Gondor are but a small part in account of my journeys. Lonely people we are, rangers of the wild, hunters, but hunters ever of the servants of the enemy, for they are found not only in Mordor. Boromir, you know little of the lands beyond your bounds. Without the rangers, the Dúrdain, what safety would there be in the quiet lands? And less thanks we get than you. But a new hour has come. The world is changing. I will come to Minas Tirith.
Anyway.
Bring forth the ring, Frodo. The time has come. Hold it up.
Well, I cannot see it. Move it to the left.
No, he means his left. Boromir's left.
I can still not see it.
As if he were facing you. Now you just want to bring it like this, sort of. Yes. Now towards you. There you go. Very good.
Behold! Isildur's bane. Come, Frodo. Tell us your tale.
Very well. This is what happened.
Frodo told of all her dealings with the ring from the day that it passed into her keeping. Every step of her journey from quarantine in Hobbiton to social distancing in Bree to the crossing the ford of Brionen was questioned and considered. At last, she was finished.
But how can we know it is the ring? The one ring?
There is a test. Upon this very ring which you have all seen here, held aloft, round and unadorned, are letters that may still be read if one had the strength of will to set the golden thing in the fire a while. This have I done, and this have I read. Ajnaz dur batuluk, Ajnaz gimbatul, Ajnaz trakatuluk, Akbuzumisi krim batul.
Never before has anyone dared utter that tongue on Zoom, let alone Imladris! Gandalf the Grey. I've half a mind to dismiss you from the Zoom room!
I will not beg your pardon, for that tongue may very well soon be heard in every corner of the West. Also, you cannot dismiss me. I am the meeting host. In the Commentary, it says, one ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them.
So the ring must be destroyed in the fires of Mordor itself.
Why? Why do you speak ever of hiding and destroying? Why should we not think that the great ring has come into our hands to serve us in the very hour of need? Let the ring be our weapon. Perhaps we can use it to defeat the virus. Let us go forth and take it to victory on both fronts.
Did you miss the PowerPoint? Alas, its strength, Boromir, is too great to be wielded by anyone at all. The mere desire of it corrupts the heart. I dare not take the ring to hide it. I will not take the ring to wield it.
Nor I.
Me neither. It's a stupid idea.
Well, I guess I will take the ring since I already have it. But I don't know the way to Mordor, nor do I have a mask for the journey. Though I suppose I won't be needing a mask once I get there.
One does not simply walk into Mordor without a mask.
Enough! I believe that this task is appointed to you, Frodo, and that if you do not find a way, no one will. The elves of Imladris will craft you a mask for safe travels and protection.
Surely you won't send her off alone.
Certainly not. You at least will join her. It's hardly possible to separate you two, even when she is summoned to a secret Zoom council that you are not!
Sorry.
So be it. Well, it looks like we're about out of time, and I believe a few of you have another meeting to be at, so we'll leave it at that. Now, if any of you are interested in accompanying Frodo on her quest, please shoot me an email by tonight. Otherwise, have a good evening.
So goodbye.
Oh, well.
Well, begging your pardon, Miss Frodo, but this is a nice pickle we got ourselves in. How long do you think we'll be here in quarantine? I mean...
Wait, what are you two still doing here? Go, off you go! Off you go,
Sorry.
hobbits! No, both of you. You're not muted, there you are, yes.
And so the Fellowship of the Ring was forged, and though found